I am Taryn, watercolor abstract artist. And
I'm Sieglinde. I'm also an abstract artist. And welcome to another episode of Art Sparks with Taryn and Sieglinde.
hello. So today we have a nice topic, don't you, Sieglinde? What do we have today?
Yes, well, today is something very close to my heart. And it was inspired by a lecture I attended. Was it last year, right before COVID, or the year before? I don't even remember. But it was about Leonardo Da Vinci's knots. And I'm not going to go into the particulars of this lecture, but what I really walked away with is that if it weren't for the De Medici family in 15th century Florence in Italy, we would not be enjoying Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa or his thousands of pages in notebooks today. And it was just shocking to me, because when Da Vinci died, the notebooks were worthless and they were stuffed in some dilapidated cabin. That's where they found it, as was the Mona Lisa. So the Mona Lisa was definitely not commissioned by some rich, I don't know what. But the truth is that he could paint a Mona Lisa and he could do all these, and he could study, and he could come up with all these inventions in his notebooks because the De Medici provided food and shelter and money for him, right? They hired him for their portraits and murals and what have you. But still, the fact that they supported him, a living artist, look at how influential that has been on society and culture today, 500 years later. And then right after I attended that lecture, I happened to read an article, and I'm going to literally read a quote from that article because it's so aligned. And it said, apart from having an immediate impact on their career, when you invest in living artists, you can change the future of art as a whole. I was just dumbfounded. The two combined was oh my goodness, there's a message here. Mm-hmm. And so that's why today, especially coming out of COVID now, right? It's almost like in times like right now, we need that art patron system that was so active and so influential in the 15th century. I think we need that back today to really move art and culture forward again. And so if you support living artists, who knows? You never know, of course, right? We don't have a crystal ball to see what will happen, but who knows how your support may actually leave a mark on art and culture for hundreds of years to come because of a decision you make today. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, but that's a way of looking really, really far, which is really nice. In a way that for us, you just paint. And actually, the nice thing about art is that can last for years and years and years and years and years. And it's investing in something that's going to take a long time. So the influence, it could be that for not just for this time, for a long, long, long time. And yes, artists, yes, we can use some support.
Yes, please.
All right. And I'm not saying me because me or my friend, no. But if you have an artist, yeah. So that's the topic for today.
Yes. So we're going to go. Well, yes, there is the instant gratification of bringing home an amazingly beautiful artwork and for the art buyer. And yes, there is the instant gratification for the artist who all of a sudden has money to pay the rent and food and more art supplies. Mm-hmm. But the bigger picture is that when you support living artists, you're actually supporting arts and culture and the future of all arts and culture at large. So I would say this is not an full list, right? But I've identified 3 categories on how you could support artists, and I will start with individual artists, and it's a total no-brainer. If you want to support an individual artist, buy their work, either directly or via a gallery. This is the most immediate and the biggest support you can give to an artist. But it's not the only way.
No, but that's the thing. It's nice is we're inviting people over into the art world to see, okay, how much you can do, what you can do besides. But okay, so they can buy art from the artist. What happens if they have no space on the wall, or the spouse or their friends, they don't agree with the piece? What else can they do?
Okay, well, here's another one that does not even involve art, and it doesn't even involve money. And it is like, you know what? When you follow your favorite artists on social media, share their posts, share their work. When you receive their email newsletter, forward it to your friends who you might think are interested. So artists that you really like, whether you can buy their work or want to buy their work or not, introduce these artists to your friends, you know, especially preferably the art loving friends. And you know what, that takes like 30 seconds of your time, not even, and costs no money. But at the same time, you are still supporting an individual artist.
Yes, and you're sharing good art pieces, and you're sharing the art, so you're passing along the good information. That's good.
Exactly. And you know what? It's important for art to be spread out in the world. So
yes, it's like good news, okay? Or like good tune, okay? We want to share with
good vibe.
Exactly, okay? So let's all be having. Yeah. Now, what else? I have one that you can support kickstarters or crowdfundings, okay, for upcoming exhibitions. Okay, guys, I'm gonna do something. Sometimes we have an exhibition and we have a lot of things to do. We have to frame, we have to mark, we have to do a lot of stuff, okay, before we put it to the public. So we have to get that investment in. So these kickstarters and crowdfunding, that helps. So maybe if you want an artist and you want to see the exhibition, or you're following one and your artist that you like is doing it, you're gonna be part of the whole process.
That's true. You could even be, a mutual friend of ours had a museum exhibition, and I remember her doing crowdfunding campaigns just to be able to buy her materials because the museum was not paying her for materials or production or anything. And that was a really big show and a really big investment. And so when people support Kickstarters, they get little perks, but you could also be like, if you're a business, you could be listed as a sponsor, and then sort of use it as your own marketing ploy, so to speak. But then for some people, Kickstarter can be a little bit too high of a support investment level, although there's usually different levels, right? But so then there's also Patreon. And Patreon is, so with Kickstarter, you just do a one-time donation. With Patreon, it's like an online membership where you can support a creative. And so, for instance, you could do like $5 a month that goes automatically. And then in turn, you get some perk or gift. And this could be like a live video from the artist in the studio, or it could be images from a sketchbook. I mean, every artist does it differently. Some artists will send you a postcard. It's really depends. And it also depends, kind of like Kickstarter, at the level of support. Like if you have a larger monthly donation, I know one artist who sends her used art supplies to her higher donations. And so then, you get like a goodie box in the mail, right? With like empty paint tubes and reused brushes. And it's like, I mean, how much more, it's almost more personal than the finished artwork to get stuff like that in the mail, right? So it's a very adventurous way to support an artist, but definitely lots of fun.
Nice. Can they deduct?
You mean from their taxes?
From the taxes, if you do a Kickstarter or crowdfunding?
Kickstarter and Patreon, when you donate there, you cannot deduct from your taxes because you get something in return. Okay. Right? That's how it works. However, there is an organization called Fractured Atlas.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a 501c3 nonprofit. And artists can apply with Fractured Atlas, and you have to, because I'm with Fractured Atlas, so I went through the process. So you have to sort of send your resume and your proof of your artistic merit, and you have to say why you would want to accept donations and what your plans are. And then it goes in front of a board of directors, and they vet you. And then if your project, even an ongoing project, right? You know, like say, I want to create a new body of work and it has to be paintings, right? So, and then that is valid, or it can be like what we mentioned earlier, a specific exhibition or a specific project. I mean, it can be different things, like specific or ongoing. But once the board of directors approve you, they create a page for you on their website, and they can accept donations on your behalf. And then they send a tax receipt to the donor, and then they can deduct it from their taxes.
Okay.
Now I have to say, like Patreon and Kickstarter, the artists can use the money in whatever way they want, right? With Fractured Atlas, the artists, in addition to their project proposal, they also have to submit a proposed budget. And so when Fractured Atlas lets the artist know, hey, we have $500 for you, they will not send you the $500. Well, first of all, they take a 10% commission, which is fine. But also you need to say exactly what's in your budget you're going to use it for. And then at the end, so it's like, and then that's what you have to do. And then at the end of the year, you actually have to submit all your financials from your artistic practice, both with the fundraising you did through them as others. And then they review your financials, how you used it, and then approve you to stay on or send you walking. So I didn't know that. So I had to work on those financials for a little bit, but I was approved.
It looks a lot of work. Yes.
It's, well, yeah, I mean, come on. When does money ever come for free? Right? So, but that's one way where an artist can fundraise for projects or work, and the donor can deduct it from their taxes.
Cool. All right. The other way they can help is in art organizations. So not just from the artists. Now we'll go move on now to the art organization. What do you think?
Well, most of them are nonprofits, so you have a little bit more of a tax leg up there. But what about serving as a board member at a local arts organization or museum?
See, that I like. So because I volunteer a lot, and if you volunteer in a museum, all right, it's like going in and know the in and outs. It's getting to the world of the art. So not just volunteering your time, but it's also such a nice thing to really go and see what's behind everything that goes into a show, to an exhibition, or to an artist. So volunteering your time to be a member of an art museum is a great way to have like getting involved into the art world and help in the art world. You know, donate your time. Yes, it's a win-win, I think.
Your time, your expertise. And if you don't have time to be a board member and spend your time and expertise, you can also just make a donation to a museum for a specific exhibition or a local arts organization. Actually, just signing up to become a regular member, just having a regular annual membership is already a donation, right?
Yeah.
And then most arts organizations have annual fundraisers where local artists donate a piece of artwork, and then there's going to be an auction type event where you can buy that artwork. Now, yes, we're buying artwork again, and I know, what if you have no more wall space?
Well, no more walls, but yes.
Yes, but here's the thing. If you really want to keep the art ecosystem flowing and be part of the driving force behind that, you can buy the art and then donate it to a local hospital or children's center or any other public place that would benefit from extra inspiration on the wall, even though they would never be able to afford a really nice piece of art themselves. So that I think is amazing.
Yeah, see the double, okay? You're helping the artist and you're helping also the place.
The community. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh, there you help. All right. Double points, okay?
Double points, yeah.
All right. So, what else? In-kind support.
That's number 3, in-kind support. Yeah. Oh my God, the list is endless over here. So we're just going to make a few suggestions. But what if you have a really great space in your business or in your home or whatever that you could make temporarily available to an artist for a pop-up exhibition? You know, especially if there's a space near your business or at your business that could be cleaned up for a pop-up exhibition. Think about it. Like, you invite your clients for this event and they visit your business at the same time, and the artist invites their friends and collectors and they visit at your same time. This could be an amazing win-win, and all it takes is a space, and then let the artist run wild in it. Okay, and in limits, okay, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Get two worlds together is nice, okay? So
Exactly.
One is your business and one is art, and you know something, have a great event, and then you can get people know more about the artist, and it could be fun. So yes,
it's a great I mean, now that the world's opening up again, you know, it's a great excuse to just like get people together in a positive way, and it's gonna feel like it's not about you, right? But at the same time, you're there with your business.
Also, if you have food or you have beverages and you don't have the space, but your company is a food or beverages, how about donate the food and beverages for any event? For artists that have a lot of events, receptions or fairs, or you know, that's another way of giving out. Like, you know, something, if you have something in your business that you can share with the artist, that's another way of helping. Yes, we do it.
Yeah,
and everything helps.
Donating food and beverages, but at the same time, make sure that you demand from the artist that there is a sign or something that I mean, use it as sponsorship for your business. Like, you don't have to just do this I mean, yes, you're doing it for free, but I mean, it's again, it's a win-win situation where you can use these events to promote your business to other people so that they would come to your food and beverage place or use your catering or whatever have you. Now, I need to add one caveat to the food and beverage industry. Telling an artist, hang your artwork in our coffee shop, restaurant for free, and it will give you exposure, it's not really helping, because we get offers like that all the time, and it never leads to anything except that our artwork is not available for exhibitions or for people to buy it. Because when the people come to have drinks and food in your in your place, they're not, they will adore your decor, but they're not there to be interested in art or buy art or look up the artist. It just doesn't work that way. I mean, you can offer an artist to hang their artwork in your cafe or restaurant, but then give them a monthly stipend, negotiate or put a time limit on it, or hang it in your establishment as a rotating exhibition, and then do a special event where, you know, it's like a meet and greet with the artists, and the artists get their people in and you get your customers in, and again, it's a win-win situation. But just hanging it for free and nothing else is not a win-win situation.
Well, I think
and you know what, it's become a little bit of a pet peeve in the art world. It's not necessarily my pet peeve, but yeah, there's a lot of baggage that comes with that concept.
Well, I think you have to understand that we put the work so people can see it. Yes, we love to be able to see it, Sometimes the restaurants or the cafes can have smelly food, and the paint or some can absorb the odors. So we have to be careful where we're gonna, or they can damage. So there's a lot of things that risks that we're taking. And what we're learning about the clients is that they go to eat or they go to see art. So it's really not sometimes the time when you're looking at something, they're gonna buy and they say, oh, I'm gonna buy it right now, because right now the time they're not like in the mindset to buy some art. So,
exactly. Well, unless you do make a separate event for it, right?
Unless,
then that's a different thing. And then, the exhibition can stay up for a month or 3 months, right? But then there was another win-win situation added to it.
Exactly.
Or 1 month, maybe because of the grease and the smells and the...
And yes, and if you do an event as a reception for them from the artist, then also you have people in your cafe or in your restaurant bringing, the artist is going to bring people there or people to their place. So when you have both ways looking for each other, it's great.
Yeah, win-win. And it's like a great meet artists type thing, right? Which could be really fun. And you could even do this at non-rush hours, right? Maybe it's like a happy hour event before dinner is served and stuff like that, right?
Exactly.
Okay, and then I have one more here. It could also be a service. For instance, are you a tax accountant or a bookkeeper or something like that? Could you do a free online webinar with tax instruction for artists for free, right? Or a nominal donation, if you insist, or maybe you could do it on site. Maybe you can go to a local arts organization and say, hey, I would like to do a free event to teach artists about how to better prepare for their taxes. And then the artists come into this event, maybe other people come into this event, and then you get clients out of it. So again, the in-kind supports, I'm really a big fan of make it a win-win. Yes, you support the arts, but at the same time, you get clients.
Exactly.
Or at least that would be the idea that I would advocate for.
Yes, because we still, we pay taxes.
Well, we pay taxes, right?
So,
we all do.
Yeah. So yeah.
Did you have any others, Taryn, that I missed, some at the top of your head? Because I'm sure there's lots of other, this is all about outside of the box thinking, right? When we're talking in-kind support.
Yes, and I think it's a lot, but it gives the person, I hope you guys, an idea okay, what else can I do to be involved in the art world? Because that way you don't have to do just one thing. The possibilities could be endless. Yes. And that way we can have and actually we have not with just one art world, we can have a world all mingling together and we all helping each other. That I think we all want that, no?
Well, I would hope so. And again, thank you for bringing this back to the big picture that we started with. Everything we talked about today really was about you becoming part of the art ecosystem and supporting the arts and culture at large, even if it is an individual artist, because just like Da Vinci, you never know who's gonna come out as super influential on society and culture 500 years from now. And then maybe you were the one who gave that person a tax seminar so that they didn't have to go get another job to pay their rent. They could actually focus on their art. It can be as simple as that. The art people need you. They really do.
Well, we all have to help each other, so that's good.
I like to say art is a verb. We all think art is visual, and we consume it by with our eyes. But I think even when you look at a piece of art, you have to engage. It's not just passive consuming, it's actively engaged with. And we just now gave you a whole other level of engaging with art that goes way deeper in your involvement with art and artists and arts of your area and culture at large. And you know what? I just hope we got you inspired and we got you thinking.
Yes. And welcome to the art world, okay?
Yes. Welcome to the art world.
All right.
I love it.
All righty.
All right. Thank you so much for being with us today. Please like, subscribe, and share this episode to anybody who you think might benefit. And we hope to see you next time.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
See you
Bye.
soon.